What's up, everyone? Darkscream217 here. With me as a guest, Windsor321.
Yep.
And I apologize for the lack of updates. It's a combination of both being busy and tired. And then I went to a convention last weekend, had a lot of fun. May or may not upload a video I recorded during that convention. You'll see why, if it ever does get uploaded, you're going to see why I'm reluctant to do so. But still haven't finished watching Cobra. And again, it's been almost a month since I've updated my channel with anything, but I do want to take a look at the upcoming summer catalog because while there's not a whole lot of shows on there, there's obviously there is a few shows that are worth discussing when we get to them. But as usual, I will post a link in the description below for you guys to follow along because I don't feel like editing all that much, and we will read the descriptions and give our thoughts of shows that I probably won't watch. He will. He watches more new shows than I do.
Ping Pong was good.
I need to see Ping Pong.
It's all on YouTube. Funimation uploaded it.
I also need to see all of Gundam Build Fighters. But
Yes.
but okay, so yeah, we're gonna look at the summer season, and hopefully I'll cover all of the seasons this year. I got this, and then there's the fall season, and then which I don't think I've covered before on this channel. I never did a fall catalog. So let's see if I can actually be a completionist and actually go through an entire year's worth of anime catalogs to read through. All right. I am going to read. I'm going to go first, and we're just going to go second. There's an obvious reason why I picked that pattern, but here we go. First season, Pure Power by Tatsunoko Productions, yeah, a brand new Pretty Rhythm Idol television anime series. The new anime is set in the Pure Power world filled with girls' dreams and yearning for fashion, dance, and music. Seemingly every day, there are auditions that send top idols to worldwide fame in television and online. Lala and her friends are all fascinated with this world. However, Lala's school prohibits pure power for elementary school children. An unexpected chance leads Lala to make her first entrance into the world of pure power, where she just might make her debut. Um, I'm not interested. I don't know what else to say.
If you want to watch a show like this, just watch Precure.
Yeah, I know it kind of looks like Precure, anyways, except it's done by Tetsunoko, which is a great studio. Um, but uh, but this isn't catching my attention. And I don't know, they did an idol related show, kind of, sort of, which was a magical girl parody, Nurse Witch Kamugi, which seriously needs to be relicensed. It was an old ADV title that I enjoyed watching, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. And I kind of want to move on to number two, the second thing, because that one's worth talking about.
Yes. Okay. Sword Art Online 2. Sequel to the Sword Art Online TV series. This new arc, titled Phantom Burit, will adapt volumes 5 and 6 from the original novel series. Yoshisuke Matsuoka will reprise his role as the main protagonist Kirito from the Sword Art Online anime series. Miyuki Sawashita will also reprise her role as Shion from the Sword Art Online Infinity Moment PSP video game. Well, I guess I need to see the video game now.
Uh, I heard one of the video games might get a localization here. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I hope
I don't
so.
know if it's the PSP game, and yeah, a lot of Japanese games have been making a lot of handheld Japanese games have been making localizations here, such as Senran Kagura and Conception 2 and a bunch of all these silly obscure Japanese titles, which to me
Yeah.
I'm in favor of because this might lead to some because if there's an audience for it and Japan is hearing them out, it's just a great industry supporting right there. But this did not describe the plot. From what I've heard, Phantom Bullet is basically about a person who's killing people in the real world in the games, and Kirito goes and investigates. And from what you told me, Asuna doesn't make a whole lot of appearances in this story arc either, which I thought
I
was
heard she's just like the cheerleader squad whenever he was trying to get his new sword.
Yeah.
That's like one of the appearances I heard her say. It's mainly focusing on this new character
Oh, yeah. Even
which
though we
has
established,
glasses,
e-
and I know people like that.
even though we established the relationship very heavily in the first Sword Art Online anime, which is better than what most anime relationships are in non-romance filled shows, we're still gonna have other characters in there and probably put some harem elements and stupid love triangles. So,
See, see, see. Sword Art's really interesting in this aspect that while it's a harem, since there's already that set main relationship, all the other girls are doomed for failure,
pretty much.
which is really funny to watch. That is the only thing that made season two bearable for me was just watching that entire thing crash and burn.
Okay, also regarding this image I'm looking at right here, the girl in the black skirt, is that fucking Kirito's avatar?
No, no, that's the girl who's the blue hair. That's her avatar.
Okay,
Trust me,
that's the
trust me.
girl.
You'll see Kirito's avatar. You'll see Femboy Kirito soon enough.
Okay, because that, I don't know, wearing all black, kind of looks like a Rule 63 Kirito. I assumed it was her, but or him, whatever. Okay, that's interesting. Um, But Sword Art Online 2, I'm probably going to give a few episodes a chance and see if it's actually a better. If it's better than Fairy Dance so far, I'll continue it. But if it's somehow worse, I just might drop it because I don't know. It started off with great potential and it just keeps tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down.
Tumbling down.
I fucking love that song. It's so happy and upbeat, but it's the most depressing song ever.
uh,
All right. All right. Next show. I definitely want to talk about this one. Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Crystal. Usagi Tsukino is a second year middle school girl who is a little clumsy and a bit of a crybaby, but she is full of energy. One day she meets Luna, a black cat with a crescent moon on her forehead, and she transforms into Sailor Moon, a pretty guardian of love and justice. As a chosen guardian of justice, Usagi has a mission to find the illusionary silver crystal with the other guardians and to protect the princess. They just have to find out who the hell it is, but spoiler alert, it's Sailor Moon. Meanwhile, the Queen of the Dark Kingdom, Queen Beryl. By the way, if somebody gets mad at me for that spoiler. Meanwhile, the Queen of the Dark Kingdom, Queen Beryl, also sends minions to the town where Usagi lives to obtain the illusionary silver crystal, which has immense power. Which seems to be the MacGuffin throughout the entirety of the series, actually. So yeah, this is the remake of Sailor Moon, which I thought would never be made because they announced that a couple years back, and to-
finally.
Toei, Toei, and I think the creator of the manga herself, Naoko Takeuchi, have been very hush hush about it. And then they've been coming out with concept art, and people looking at the concept art, which was really beautiful, by the way. Um, People assumed there was actually one person who assumed it was going to be Flash or some shit like that.
Like, I don't know. Whenever I saw like the new art, I'm like, it kind of has like an almost like not fully precure, but like sort of ish to it. And then I saw the PV, and then I'm like, well, this looks perfectly fine.
This looks beautiful. To me, like the quality is like on par with, almost on par with JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, like modern animation quality. It has the very old school art design to it, but it's been modern, but it's using modern technology and art styles to it, which again just makes it look eye-poppingly beautiful. Hopefully, they can keep that quality consistent throughout the entirety of the series. Um, I heard it was going to be 26 episodes, but I don't know if it's going to cover all the arcs or just the first one, the Dark Kingdom arc. Um, because the manga itself is actually pretty fucking short. The manga and anime are worlds apart, not just in like quantity either. Like characters are a little different. Some characters are well developed in the anime and not so much in the manga, and vice versa. Take for example Queen Beryl's generals: Jadeite, Nephrite, Zoisite, and Kunzite. Um, in the anime, they get a lot of presence. They are like they're characters you will remember because they would actually be like they're the second commands that send the monsters out, but then they also have their own diabolical plans and they do things. And some of them have interesting, arcs in development, especially Nephrite, which was actually pretty tragic at the end of his story arc. But in the manga, they job pretty quickly. When Sailor Mars gets first introduced, Jedi's been burnt to a crisp, and when Sailor Jupiter gets introduced, like shortly after, like 2 chapters later, Nephrite gets taken out. Like these characters, like I said, it's very quick. I don't even think there are action sequences in the manga. Is well, not a whole lot. Usually they wait until the ultimate big bad shows up to slow it down a little. Um, so it's interesting what the anime is going to do. I don't know if they're going to make some changes, like making a little more action sequences, or follow it verbatim, which would be all right. Since like I said before, the anime and manga are different enough to do that. But either way, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. It's supposed to be on Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure Viz already has the license for it. Um, Sailor Moon's coming back. Sailor Moon's making a comeback. I'm loving it. Uh, One of the first anime I grew up with. Shockingly enough. I'm hyped. This is probably the only thing in the season I'll watch. I'm super hyped. I'm loving it.
Okay, now it's my turn.
This should interest
Hello,
you.
Euro Butcher. We meet again. Psycho-Pass, an edited version of the original 2012 Psycho-Pass TV series. This new version will take the first series and recut it into 11 one-hour episodes with new cuts and footage. Psycho-Pass takes place in the near future when it's possible for instantaneously measure and quantify a person's state of mind and personality. The story centers around the enforcement officer Shinya Koyugumi, who is tasked with managing crime in such a world. I loved this show. I loved this show. And I didn't even know a second season for it was possible until until I heard they were remaking the entire first season essentially, which is what this is. So if you didn't watch the first season, you don't have to. You can just watch this version and hopefully it adds a little more to it because there was a few things that the original series left like in the open, and I hope in this one they like kind of close it in a bit more. And I want to see where it goes because the second season comes out in October, when everything else is coming out in October apparently.
Yeah, I've seen the first
So,
few episodes of Psycho Pass because you recommended it to me. I think I'm like 4 episodes in. I was really enjoying it, but then again, my usual lazy ass self, I took a break off of it. And Funimation I think they just released the series about a month ago. And here, when I looked at this catalog ahead, I'm like, really, you're gonna re-release? I don't know. It just seems kind of redundant.
mm,
But if what you say is true, then yeah, it's possible that Funimation will grab this one too and make a director's cut re-release. That's probably what's going to be called or something. Um, I'm curious on what is added or what is drawn. I might pick up the original TV series and wait out for this one just so I can notice the differences because I like to compare different versions of a show. Like 4Kids is a horrible company that butchers anime, but it always fascinates me the changes they make from the original source material. And I always want to know what the mindset it is to erase obvious English letters on a sign and leaving it blank. But so yeah, I'm gonna check out the first TV series and then get to the edited version, quote unquote. Hopefully it means it's hopefully when they say edited, I don't mean censored because I actually kind of
no,
like the intense graphic
like
violence and dark tone to this series.
what it is the original series was 26 episodes long.
Ah, because I feel.
And with the second season coming out in October, they're trying to just take all 26 and shove it into 11 one-hour
Oh,
episodes.
okay. But they said they were going to add new cuts of footage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I kind of want to like to see if certain characters we get a more conclusive ending to their arcs.
Oh, okay.
Because there were a few that I'm like still wondering about right now.
All right. My turn. And speaking of bizarre re-releases, Persona 4 Golden animation. The anime will retell the events of the first television anime series, but it will include new character Marie from the PS Vita game. Spring, a boy arrives at Yaso Inaba Station where the cherry blossom petals are fallen. His name is Yu Narukami. Due to his family situation, he moves to Inaba to live with his uncle and attends Yasagami High School. From there, his school life begins. The shopping mall after school, the serial murders happening in town, the midnight channel that comes late at night, and then he enters the channel, gets his persona, and let me just say, speaking as a huge fan of Persona 4, who became one about 2 years ago after Persona 4 Arena came out, and I decided to check out the games and everything else, I loved the first the first anime adaptation they made. I thought it followed the games perfectly, did some interesting takes on a few elements, and I thought, well, if you're not a fan of JRPGs, but if you're curious about the game's story, plot, and characters, I would recommend this anime I would recommend checking out this anime, because you'll just get enough of this 26 episode series as much as you'll get about 60 hours of the original game. Um, the only difference is that one of the social link characters of the Moon Arcana only made a one scene cameo. She was cut out in favor of the band member lady, because they were both of the same Arcana. In the game, you actually had to choose who you want to be with. Um, it would be interesting if they that's the thing. Are they retelling the anime from scratch? Are they redrawing it? Are they just taking the same
See,
anime and just
see, this is what I'm hoping. Okay, you ready for this?
ready?
Did you ever see the PV where you comes out and he's all confident and stuff? I'm hoping that it's just like New Game Plus and he's OP already.
That would be kind of awesome.
Look at all the stuff I already have.
Pretty much. I mean, that's how I felt when I played Persona
Like I
4
said,
Golden.
I'm just hoping like they just take the first series and do the opposite of what they did. Like they do all the opposite choices.
Yeah,
It would be like a really interesting take because then it's like why play the game at all at this point when you could just watch both series and get like everything.
true. I mean, in this game they do have the opportunity to go in different directions in certain areas. Like instead of focusing on the basketball boy at that one episode with the strength arcana, they can focus on his soccer friend. And I mentioned the band member and the drama club member. Maybe they can focus on the drama club member's character at one episode or two, and um, and again in Persona 4 Golden, they actually added a lot of extra scenes and stuff. I mean, there was this one time when Rize formed everyone to when Rize formed a band with all the characters from the game. Uh, Teddy Mosh Pit. That's all I gotta say. Uh, and there was also that time where, oh yeah, you can also do plenty of things after the good ending routes. Like they added the winter ski trip in this game. They added they added another dungeon to this game, which is related to Marie, since she's in the game in this adaptation. Um, they could even add the additional epilogue that they had in Persona 4 Golden if you met those requirements. So they could still do a lot of things, but it's just baffling that you would just remake the anime again just because you had a re-release for the PlayStation Vita. I guess they really want to canonize Golden that badly, which makes me wonder: is Persona 4 Ultimate Arena gonna canonize Persona 4 Golden? I kind of wanted to. I kind of want to see Marie in that game, or her as a playable character or something. For steak, anyways.
Mistake.
Yes, they actually made the for steak reference in Persona
Uh,
and Golden. with one of
Like I
her
said,
social
it's just
media
like I think at
since.
this point they're just shoving Persona everywhere. I mean, it was like for the Persona 3 movies finally got like out there fully, so people have watched it,
Well,
and
shit, it's
now
a popular series.
yep.
Persona 4 more popular in the West than it is in Japan. There's that Persona Q game coming out for the 3DS, which if it's good enough, I might just buy a 3DS for that. Um, then there's the upcoming Persona 5. We know it's happening. We just don't know anything else about it other than it involves shackles and the whole theme of being free or something, maybe. Um, the updated version of Persona 4 Arena, which obviously I'm gonna check that game out. Um, at Louisiana, I recently bought like a figurine statue of Yukiko Amagi. Um, don't know what else to say. I
Persona.
definitely want to check it out. If Sentai Filmworks licensed this one with, and of course has it dubbed. I don't know. Aniplex has Persona 3 the movie, and I don't know if they're planning on re-releasing it with the video game cast up. But if they're not, then it's really going to be hard for me to care.
Hmm.
Hmm. Because Aniplex charges up the ass with their imports,
But who knows? Maybe it'll end up on
more
Netflix.
than likely. But like I said, I would like to see this dubbed if it could do it. Persona 3 at least. Uh, okay.
Who's
We said a
who's your
lot.
Teddy?
We said a lot. I think that's it for us. I don't have anything else to say for almost the rest of this catalog, but we'll see.
I don't know. I think we can find a few things to talk about.
Okay.
For example, let's continue here. Agami ga Kill. The dark action fantasy story follows Akame, a girl who was bought, brainwashed, and raised by the Empire as an assassin. After meeting Akame, a boy named Tatsumi vows to stand up to the evil of the Empire.
Almost totally lost me when they said a boy named Tetsumi vows to stand up to the evil of the Empire.
I want to say this. Did you think Kill la Kill didn't have enough death? Don't worry. This show's going to make up for that and give you double the amounts of death.
I thought Attack on Titan had enough deaths as we speak of.
I don't know. I think this one might actually exceed that. Apparently, there's a lot of death in this show.
Okay, we're going to introduce this character, develop him, have a nice backstory. He's going to be all nice, and you're going to really like him, and he's dead.
It's like whenever I was in threads, people talking about it, like in prep for the show, just saying, prepare for a lot of unneeded character deaths.
Apparently, people have been reading the manga online since it's adapted from that, according to this. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It has some popularity behind it, so I'm going to check it out.
Mm.
At least it's nice to know going in that a lot of characters you'll probably like will die.
Eh.
Brings up that mental wall.
Alright, next show, Jinsei. The story centers around Yuki Akamatsu, a boy who joins the staff of his school's second newspaper. The editor-in-chief Ayaka Nikaido immediately assigns him to the life advice column. Three girls, the science representative Rino Endo, the liberal arts representative Fumi Kujo, and the physical education representative Ikumi Suzuki, answer requests from students about whatever is troubling them.
I'll just wait for my second season of my teenage rom-com snafu.
Uh, not interested.
This seems to, I like the fact that the people animating this name is just titled Feel.
Whatever. I'm gonna pass on this one. I
Okay.
got nothing else to say. I bet you want.
Uh,
I bet the next thing you want to talk about, you got plenty to say.
oh yes, yes. Space Dandy Season 2. Sequel to the Space Dandy TV series. The story revolves around Dandy, an alien hunter. His job is to seek out new aliens never seen before and receives a reward whenever he finds a new species. His mission is to find those new species faster than anyone else as he travels the galaxy together with the Bucket of Bolts robot QT and the dim-witted alien Meow he picked up along the way. He comes in contact with new planets and their inhabitants. This show is just great dumb fun, but occasionally it will sock you in the gut with some emotion.
Um, I have
It's a good
I've
balance.
yet to see Space Dandy on Toonami because I can't fucking watch Toonami. Thanks, work schedule. But I'm curious about checking it out. But then again, I actually got Cobra to hold me out for space adventures right there. Um, been really enjoying Cobra. As for Space Dandy, I do want to check it out. I think from what I've heard, it sounded like it was a little too goofier than I want it to be. Like
It
like I heard there's no
it
real.
essentially makes fun of a lot of things. Like it completely well, for one, it has a zombie episode that's unlike any zombie episode you have ever seen in anything.
I will be the judge of that when I actually watch that fucking episode. But yeah, like I said, I'll check it out. But like I'm not really super hyped for Space Dandy, so. Second season, well, must have done a great job with the whole simulcast airing on Toonami thing, at least.
Well, what it was this. It was originally 26 episodes long, but they put in a month gap
Mm-hmm.
for like animation purposes. A lot of shows were doing that recently. Like Selector Infected Wixos just ended its first season break. So we'll have a season without that, then start back in October. Same with Coffin Princess from last season. And Build Fighters. Well, no, Build Fighters took 2 seasons off. But I honestly don't expect that Build Fighters was planning a second season until the money just started flowing in.
All right, I got nothing else to say. It's time to move on. Kurt Shitsuji Circus Hen, aka Black Butler. Black Butler Circus, I believe. On the night of Seo Phantom Hive's 10th birthday, a fire destroyed his manor and killed both of his parents. In a moment of death, Seo strikes a deal with the demon, his soul exchanged for revenge. This demon becomes his butler, calls himself by the name of Sebastian Michaels, to protect and serve Seo until the deal has been completed. Seo is now the head of the Phantom Hive Corporation, handling all business affairs as well as the work of Queen of England's guard dog and looking for his parents' murderers. I don't care. I did watch the first episode of Black Butler at my anime club. Was not interested.
All the like yaoi vibes coming from this show, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
It it exceeds almost anything of well that isn't actual yaoi. Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Futsu no Joshi Kosei ga Loco Doll Yate Mita. Okay, I think I got that one right. Also by Feel. Man, they're getting in there these days. In the story, high school girl named Nanako became her town's local idol at the request of her uncle. She and her upperclassman Yukari, a girl who seems perfect but ends up being airheaded, both become idols of their pro, pro however you say a word in a general area of something. Get in get interviewed by the town's shopping center, go on television, low budget cable, and hold concerts on the roof of department stores. The girl's salaries come from the town's taxes. Oh, oh man. This just makes me think of all the crud that's been going on with AKB48 lately.
That's probably why we've been seeing a whole lot of idol theme outlaw shows. Uh, yeah, idol
Yeah.
theme anime shows recently because of AKB48.
Like man, don't have any handshaking events. You're going to get hacked up with a saw.
Jesus Christ, man! Some people are fucking nuts. Yeah,
Wasn't even a
I
fan of
heard about that story.
AKB48 anyway, and did that.
By the way, I'm looking up this Studio Feel just to make sure they're not. They've actually been around since 2002. They've done some in between animations for shows. They also have been they've also done a lot of shows that are actually pretty that they're pretty prolific, like Trinity Blood. Um, they've also done Outbreak Company, a show you introduced me to. Listen to Me, Girls, I'm Your Father.
Ooh,
Uh,
Outbreak Company was good to me, so
Second season Da Capo, or maybe the first season of Da Capo as well. Um,
yes. Well, I guess that's where they get their fuel from.
Hmm.
The Kappa.
But anyways, this idol show, eh, I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like it's just making fun of that. You're an idol, but you're sort of like the McDonald's mascot of idols. You are the Ronald McDonald of idols.
Speaking of McDonald's,
So
I really
there's
need to see Devil as a part timer.
yes, it's really good. I really hope it gets a second season. I love that show.
I'll take your word for it. I trust you when it comes to anime recommendations more than a whole lot of my other friends. Anyways, next show, Al Noah Zero by A1 Pictures. The project tagline reads, "Let justice be done through the heaven, though the heavens fall." Oh, that's not psychotic or terror sounding at all. In 1972, a hypergate was discovered on the surface of the moon, but then humankind came into contact with beings from Mars, leading to war. Original story by Gen Urobuch. Oh shit.
Ah,
Oh, well, and it even reads out a bit of his criteria: Madoka, Psycho-Pass, Gargantia, which I did not know he worked on.
he didn't really main guard. He was like a side person. He
Okay,
like did a couple episodes, but he wasn't the main writer.
yeah, obviously, because nobody got fucked in that season. Fate Zero director Aoki. Oh Jesus. Uh, I don't know. This show might be fucking
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, the show actually has a bit of backing to it, and it's original, no adaptation or anything. So
Just like Madoka, we all know how that turned out. Greatest anime of 2011, but it was fucking bleak. Oh, okay, okay. I might actually check this one out.
I was planning on it.
Oh boy, the Ur Butcher strikes again. Whoa.
2 times this season. One is like the return of the Euro Butcher, and then this one's pretty much like the Euro Butcher, the second coming.
All right, your turn.
Sa- Sabagebu. The story revolves around Mamoka Sonokawa, a girl who transferred into a certain girls' high school. The club she ended up joining at school was the Sabagebu, a club that conducts survival games. So it's just another C3 boo. Got you.
C3 Boo.
Like, okay, C3 Boo was that show made by Gynax that involved the girls playing with airsoft guns.
Oh, you told me about, it, but I never got around to checking it out.
That show got into some like Anakin Skywalker tier stuff. It was so like weird.
I don't know. This show kind of sounds promising about a club that tries to do survival stuff, but
And
judging,
all girls
yeah,
school. It's
well,
like we got to disable the C4, you guys.
yeah, but the, the image and the colors of it just makes it doesn't make it as dark comedy as I want it to be.
I don't know. C3 Boo managed to pull it off.
Okay. It's like nobody's going to Fred Jones's trapping school anytime soon.
Okay. By the way,
No, I've been catching up on second season of Mystery Incorporated on Netflix. I
uh,
fucking love that show.
yeah, that was so good.
Lewis Black is awesome as Mr. E.
But by the way, have fun with this next one.
All right, Himigoto by Asashi Production. The story follows Hime Arikawa, a boy who is being chased down by scary people. Ooh. However, he is rescued from danger by the girls in his school student council. Well, obviously, this main character is a he's a fucking wimp. 18 Kinsan, President Unko, and Beru Senpai. The student council will assume Arakawa's debt under one condition. As the student council's dog, you will spend your high school life in women's clothes.
Guess who the pink hair chick is?
Oh, fucking hell. This, this is gonna be shit.
I know someone who's probably going to watch it.
Unless, of course, you're into traps.
Mm.
No, I don't mean the Fred Jones trapping kind. I mean the ones that anime like to use a lot. I don't know. just doesn't look like a promising series for me. Um, I've seen this formula done a whole bunch of times where there's a male protagonist and a maybe a harem situation. Sometimes it really isn't. It's just a comedy, but he's always the bitch of the group, even though the rest of the group is all female. It's kind of obnoxious. There's not enough, like,
This is why you should watch Maria Holic. It's the opposite of that.
yeah. Even though Maria herself himself doesn't make a whole lot of appearances in that show, I've been watching Maria Holic. I'm actually 5 episodes in. I have it on Blu-ray. I ordered the second season this week, so I'll be getting that soon. I plan to finish watching it sometime next week with my friend because he was actually kind of enjoying the show too. Um, but Himagota, I don't know. It's dime a dozen for me, and I bet you one or two of those characters are going to be Sundaris, and they're going to be dime a dozen too.
Yep.
Oh man, I feel disappointed. I kind of wish I had your turn right now because at least this show, as psychotically dark as it is, sounds really interesting.
I think Watanabe is actually making this one. Okay, let's do this. Zanko no Terra. The tagline of the anime is "Pull the trigger on this world." What is this, Persona 3? The anime's website gives this the anime's website gives this story introduction. On a summer day, a massive terrorist bombing suddenly struck Tokyo. The culprits behind the act that woke up this complacent nation from its slumber were just two boys. Now the culprits, known as Sphinx, begin a grandiose game that encompasses all of Japan. It's a show about two teenage terrorists. And the girl. I don't know where the girl fits in with this, but hey.
Couple things
The,
that push this envelope from what you described and the image I'm looking at. Look at the background and look at the
I
two
know, I
smoking
know. You
buildings.
you want to know what's hilarious though? Okay, you ready for this? You can't really see it in this picture, but all the characters have this little pin on them, and it's a four-leaf clover.
Uh huh.
Who else symbol is a four-leaf clover?
Oh god. Yeah.
4chan.
Oh okay.
It's joke.
Um. Okay. Second thing, when you said two guys, you said two kids, two boys on a terrorist bombing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, most of you guys already know what I'm talking about, so I don't want to directly drop what the incident is, but yeah, it reminded me of that. Um, it's a ritual show, not adapted from anything, and it's directed, and you're right, dude, I looked it up just now. It's directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, the guy behind Cowboy Bebop and Macross Plus. So it might actually be a good show for what it is, but man, it's going to be really hard for some people. It's not going to be for everyone, obviously. It's going to be a very controversial show if it's as dark as I think it's going to get. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching it.
Hmm.
I I like watching controversial things. It's always interesting to see Japan's take on American.
Alright, next show Seirei Sukai no Blade Dance. In the elemental fantasy of Seirei Sukai no Blade Dance, only a pure girl may enter into a spirit contract virgin. At Arantia Spirit Academy, the daughters of nobility are assembled to take elite classes and become spirit elementalists. A boy named Kamito happened to be peeping on a student named Claire while she was taking a bath. I'm rolling my eyes, by the way. And he accidentally makes a contract with a girl with a spirit instead of Claire. Now, Kamito has become something once thought impossible in this world. A male spirit elementalist! This almost sounds like Infinite Stratos, but with magic.
You are the Avatar.
That all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. I don't know. It just doesn't look that promising of a show to me because I am cynical most of the time. It really is hard for me to try new things because I'm tired all the time. Thank you, graveyard shifts. You got anything else to say? I got nothing.
I mean, It just seems like it's just been done before. So
Yeah,
I really, I mean, it has a light novel. Anyone who reads those, maybe it's good.
or
I
maybe
don't
it's a
know.
bastardization of the novel you read so much. Who knows?
Mm-mm. Okay, let's go into this one. Genkin Shoujo Nozekun. The romantic comedy story begins when high school student Sagura Chiyo confesses her feelings to her classmate Nozaki. Due to a misunderstanding, Nozaki thinks Sakura is just a fan of his shoujo manga work. Sakura has to convey her true feelings while her relationship with Nozaki develops.
I wonder if they're gonna go anywhere with the whole Nozaki thinks Sakura is just a fan of his shoujo manga work.
I mean, it's manga,
I mean,
right?
if they do a lot with that, then I actually might give it a chance because that's uh
Any anything's better than the last the last manga show we
you
had.
mean Mangaka-san to Assistant-san? I didn't
Yes.
even bother watching it because I knew it wasn't gonna be that good. So far nobody else is talking about, so
He spent $1,000 on buying women's underwear for a reference at one point.
that's dumb.
I need these for references.
That's a lie. But apparently, Nozaki-kun is adapted from a four-panel romantic comedy, one of those four-panel comics.
If that's the case, this probably is only a 5 minute long show.
Yeah, I know that's a problem. That's something else that's really annoying me about most comedy anime nowadays. Anyways, I'm done. But like I said, I might give it a chance. Who knows? I'll watch at least one episode. Next show, Bakamatsu Rock by Studio D, adapted from a game. The story is set in the Bakamatsu era at the end of the shogun's rule over Japan in the middle of the 19th century. The Tokugawa shogunate uses the brainwashing heaven songs by the top idols in Shinsengumi to subjugate the country and its people. In this Japan, writing or singing any songs besides the heaven songs is a capital offense. Ryoma Sakamoto and other rockers rise up and change the world with rock and roll for freedom and justice.
Made by Studio D.
It's the setting that gets me about this. It's about rebellious rock and roll. It's one of those rebellious rock and roll shows, sticking it to the man. In 19th century Japan. This can't suck. This
Like,
can't fucking suck. This can't suck. I want to see
like
this.
it has to be a must for me too.
This sounds cool.
Like I saw some of the PV for this, it looks really good. Like the animation for this is really good.
Oh man, I just hope the music is just as good. Oh,
Yeah, like it is just good music in this. I don't even care if the cast looks all male, as long as the music's good.
oh man.
Like I liked Beck.
Yeah,
Beck was a good
yeah,
show.
back Mongolian Chop Squad. I my friend Mitsuhide has that series on DVD. Possibly the only anime series he has on DVD. And I've listened to some of the music from Beck. I really like the opening song. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I would be so fucking disappointed if this anime turned out to be mediocre because this just sounds all kinds of crazy awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of those typical no way old man we get to rock and roll all the time, yeah. Except in 19th century fucking not 19th century Japan. Oh man, you piqued my interest. You piqued my interest. Season.
I told you summer was going to be good. Summer and summer is just the prelude to October. This is going to be crazy, crazy half a year for anime.
Uh,
Okay, let's go on here with this quickie. Nyan Puku Nyaruma. Plot summary not available yet.
Oh, geez.
I guess it looks like a Flash animation show. And this thing looks like it's staring into my soul.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't. It doesn't tell me anything about it, and I probably wouldn't watch it anyway. So
yeah,
here we go.
there we go. Next show, Glass Lip. The story follows six high school students who meet during summer. The protagonist is Toko Fukami, a 17-year-old born in Fukui Prefecture. Her dream is to become a glass artisan.
I kind of like this because I've never seen a show about like glass workers. I've seen people work on glass in shows, and it looks like really interesting.
Hmm.
So I might. It also seems like it's going to be one of those short shows. Like 5 minutes.
I see.
I don't know if they could build an entire show around this, but it'll be nice if it's a.
It is an original work, so and I don't know. They could. I mean, just because you make a show about glass, glass art doesn't mean you can't have developed characters in the show or something like that. I mean, it could still be kind of a slice of life with little bits of comedy, but still working on glass. I it would be baffling if it did turn out to be a 5 minute a week show.
Hmm,
All right, your turn.
Okay. Fate Khalid Linear Prisma Lina Two-Way. Sequel to the same thing. Story reimagines the Fate Stay Night character Ilsabel von Words in an alternate universe as a magical girl. I didn't watch the first season because I haven't gotten to Fate Night Stay yet.
Or Fate Stay Night.
Fate Stay Night.
Man,
Anyways, I mean I should. It's a Eurobishi work, but I'm pretty sure
no, Fate.
this
I
is
thought Fate Zero was exclusively Urobuchi.
oh.
I can't remember.
Anyways,
Fate's,
it's really popular. It's a really popular show, and that alone makes it hard to get into because it's really popular.
yeah, you have that problem, do you?
Hmm.
But that didn't stop you from watching Attack on Titan and Kill la Kill.
Well, that's different.
Huh.
I gotta watch it at the start. I didn't watch that at the start, and it sort of just threw me off since then.
I watched the first 4 episodes of Fate Stay Night, and I just could not get into it because they wouldn't get to the fucking part I was interested in the first place,
I
which was the goddamn Holy Grail Warrior tournament. I wanted just to see people fucking fight most of the time, but it got so bogged down with exposition, explaining shit that I just lost interest, man. I was yawning in tears at the 4th episode. I mentioned that before in my worst anime I've ever seen, series that's very controversial, mostly because of the stuff Multifire said. But I had some pretty controversial opinions, and Fate Stay Night was one of them. Since then, I haven't checked the rest of the series out. I tried to watch Fate Zero, but it looked like it was going down the same fucking path. Um, and again, funny story about Fate Stay Night. I've told this a bunch of times before, and I'll tell the story again. Um, Before I found out the anime was licensed by Geneon, a classmate and a friend of mine who was also into anime, who was into Love Hina and Negima, was getting into this series, and he was loving the shit out of it. And he told me about it, and it sounded interesting because it was like, ooh, it's this Holy Grail Warrior tournament, and people have these like they have people that fight alongside them, and they're based off of mythical heroes like King Arthur and Hercules and shit. And I was like, well, that sounds really interesting. And then I found out it was licensed, picked up Volume One. I was watching the first few episodes, and then after I finished watching episode 4 during lunch break, I came up and talked to guys like, hey, I started watching Fate Stay Night, and he just had this really depressed expression. He just nodded his head no. It's like, no, that show sucks. I'm like, what the fuck? Like last week you were sucking this show's cock. Apparently the ending was pretty disappointing. That's why he had a complete 180 of the show.
the other thing about this show is like the fact that these people who are obsessed with Saber,
Oh yeah, dude, there's Saber figures everywhere.
like
There's still Saber figures everywhere. I went to the dealer's room. There was like there was some saber statues. There were some Nendoroid sabers. There were some saber variants based on some darker version of her where her chin is like covered in metal shit.
Wait. So you're telling me there's a dark saber and a lightsaber?
Oh Jesus Christ! Yes. All right. So I I'll try to I'll try to give the Fate series a second chance. Try once I get done
Hmm.
watching everything else, which will probably be 3 years from now. Next show, Hana Yamata. Ordinary in looks, ordinary in brains, ordinary in arts and athletics. 14-year-old Narusekia is just ordinary in every way. Fall asleep. Naru leads an ordinary day-to-day life, even if she adores heroines. God, somebody please give me an evoker. She embarks on a path so I can use that persona to stab myself in the chest. She embarks on a path to an unordinary world called Yosakoi Dance, guided by an exotic fairy-like girl she met one moonlit evening, adapted from a manga.
You know
Uh,
what this sounds like?
Go ahead.
It sounds very ordinary.
Screw you.
Pass for me.
Bloopity Blue Blue is a ordinary Bloopity Blue. Thank God I'm not playing a drinking game to this.
It'd already be over by the time we get to the OVAs.
I'm not interested. I don't care. All right, next
Okay.
show. You definitely want to talk about this show.
Free Eternal Summer, sequel to the Free TV series, which I watched the entirety of. Four boys named Haruka, Makoto, Nagisa, and Rin all
Very feminine
participated.
names, by the way. Except for
That's the joke.
except for Makoto. That's gender neutral. I know that for sure.
Uh, all participated in a swimming tournament shortly before graduating elementary school and later parted ways. Years later, they reunite when Rin challenges Haruka to a race and wins. Not wanting to be defeated so easily, Haruka gathers Makoto and Nagisa and the new recruit named Rei to form the Wada High School Swim Club. That's the plot of the first season. That's not even talking about what the second season's plot is. Um,
So you saw it all, huh?
Yes, I did. Okay,
What'd you think?
you know how Koto Annie loves like messing with people when it comes to their romance shows.
I know Kyoto
Like
Animation just likes messing with people just from making shows and fucking with shows
this,
like Ari.
this essentially like okay. Uh, I don't want to spoil in case people ever watch Chibuyu second season.
Chunibu.
Chunibu, where they essentially push the relationship between the two characters, and the payoff at the end of the series isn't great.
Hmm.
It's like kind of a slap in the face to people who are wanting some sort of payoff. Free does the same thing to yaoi fangirls.
That's hilarious.
Like there's a scene in the first season where one of the characters nearly drowns, and they're about to give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and right before they're about to do it, he comes to.
Hmm. Okay.
Like
And
it's just that the show, while it has a lot of like very like gay undertones, like how like the characters' relationships and how serious they get with each other to the point of even crying. I didn't think this was, as much like while it's yaoi bait, it was actually watchable. I did not, I wasn't annoyed with anything at all. It was just a pretty decent sports show, essentially.
hmm.
And I will watch the second season to see where this goes. But mostly because of like I'm going to just straight up tell people I actually watched the entirety of Free, and I did not hate it.
Yeah, I'm not unlike a lot of fucking hardcore otakus. I am not offended by this show's existence like most people were.
That's one of the
Obviously
reasons why I watched.
this was made for like appeal to women who are into the yaoi fan service and stuff. The female is the director of the show, and she's shameless about her little fajoshi behaviors. But you know what? If you want to give something to them like that, be my guest. I don't care if it's from Kyoto Animation, okay? Let's face it, I don't think Haruhi's ever coming back.
We can have hope, man.
No,
I know
no,
the
you can't. It's all despair from here.
I know the whole hunting Haruhi thing was just for a pachinko machine, but I still have hope.
No, man. You're gonna have that you're gonna have that Yuki Nagato spin-off. That's all you're gonna have, and you're gonna fucking like it.
We
Because it's
haven't even
all
heard
despair. The
anything from
bear
that
said so
yet.
himself. It's all despair. Okay? But seriously, but that being said, I liked Haruhi, but dude, they've done some shit that really fucked with the show. I mean, Jesus Christ. How they even got a theatrical motion picture after the second season baffles me.
You want you want to know the whole thing though?
What?
The whole thing with the movie was supposed to be in the second season.
Disappearance was supposed to be in the second season.
I believe so, but instead they moved it to a theatrical release, and I think that's what led to Endless Eight.
God, I hate Endless Eight so fucking much. It was such a stupid idea. It's literally like one of the worst ideas in anime history. This, Jesus. Um, but whatever. Second season free. Apparently the show did very well to warrant that. So good luck for them. That's all I gotta say. Next show, Nobunaga Concerto. The story centers around Saburo, a high school boy who time travels to the banned Sengoku era. Take a drink. He must become Oda Nobunaga. Take another drink. The famed warlord who helps unite Japan. Jesus.
I am so tired of Nobunaga shows.
Dude, seriously, we had two in one season, right?
Like
Nobunaga and
like
Nobunaga the Fool.
I liked Nobunaga because it wasn't really about Nobunaga. It was like Nobunaga's like skill set, but that's about it.
But,
But like Nobunaga the Fool, that current one, like even Gaim. As much as I like Gaim, like Kamen Rider Gaim,
yeah, Kamen Rider Orange Juice.
it obviously has Nobunaga like you know backing to it.
Hmm.
And the thing is, it's like I saw Gaim first, and I'm like, that's fine. I saw Nobunaga, and I'm like, that's fine. And I saw the Fool, which was Nobunaga with mechs. Ooh, and oh, that's a phone. Keep going with your side.
All right. My thoughts on the Edo period Nobunaga. I noticed there are a lot of shows that do that, especially the whole person travels back in time to the Edo period. Um, well, I haven't directly seen any of these shows, but if you've seen my summer catalog videos, I obviously bring up a few of them. Yeah, important part of Japan's history. I get that,
You
but
you know
they
what
seem
it
to love
is?
that more than Americans love World War II.
Like you know what it is. I'm just going to say that Nobunaga must be like Japan's Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, it has to be. So are we gonna get
It
Nobunaga
it
Vampire
in
Hunter?
I was about to say that. Where's Nobunaga Vampire Hunter?
Uh,
Uh,
Funny thing is, like when it comes to Japan, Asian history, the shows I've been watching have been based off of China's Three Kingdoms era. So shows like Ikitosen and Koihime Muso. I'm currently coming back to Koihime Muso, which is an alright show so far. Since I'm completely done with Ikitosen, I can now cleanse my hands of that. Unless, of course, I come out with another season, I'll be like, God damn it. Because I'm the guy who fucking follows that show now, unfortunately. Uh, I have a love-hate relationship with that show. Uh, I hate the fact that I enjoy it. Anyways. But yeah,
uh,
this is if we ever played the season catalog drinking game,
we'd be dead by now.
yeah,
We would be dead
especially
by
every time I hear Edo periods in Nobunaga.
now.
All right, your turn, Francesca.
Okay.
She looks kind of cool with that eye patch and the ponytail and the red hair. Ooh, 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 ooh. Prediction:
Hmm.
if this show ever gets licensed, Monica Rial's probably gonna voice that character.
I could totally see that. Like I like her character design except for one thing.
What?
The side ponytail throws me off. I keep thinking there needs to be another one on the other side.
Hmm.
It's a symmetry thing.
What are you, Death the Kid or something?
Eh,
Anyways.
hey, have you ever known anyone with OCD to that level?
No, I don't, and I actually know somebody with OCD who's told me some things, but even he found Death the Kid to be offensive.
Oh,
I just
that's
find Death the Kid to be kind of pathetic, even when he tries to be a badass, which is sad because he's actually the coolest looking character in that show.
he's much better in the manga.
Okay, well, that's what I keep hearing.
Much better.
Which you know what? If I ever do try out Soul Eater, I'm just gonna fucking read the manga.
Yeah, do it because the anime cut off so much and it was rushed. It was just really, really bad.
Hmm.
Okay. Friend Francesca. Hokkaido is being targeted by Toshizo Hikata and the rest of the jeez.
Shinsengumi.
Shinsengumi who have awakened from their eternal slumber. A little girl named Exorcist fights to stop them and protect Hokodai from a hurricane of ambition. How to say hurricane? Just had to say it. In the midst of this, Francesca, an undead idol,
Drink. Gulp.
awakens to help protect the area of Japan as well. So it's about a zombie idol? Okay,
That's something.
that is something.
Okay, now I'm getting closer.
Original content. Original in
Okay,
every form.
okay. I just noticed something. I thought that was like a necklace or a brooch around her chest. No, that's a fucking
Nope.
hole.
Yeah, I realized that too.
By the way, cartoons lie to you. That's not where hearts are located.
Nope.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Let's not be symmetrical about the hair, but let's get that heart perfectly placed in the
per-
center.
per- perfectly placed in the center. Like if the heart was there, I'd be okay with that because that's like accurate.
Oh,
Well, minus the
let's
shape.
take some character design tips from Guilty Gear as well and give her belts around her socks. God,
Okay.
what is it with belts? They're meant for the waist and nothing else.
Hey, blame Hot Topic for that one.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. Uh,
Oh man,
okay. Hopefully the
have
show
fun.
goes in a darker route.
I mean, who knows? It might just be like maybe it'll have like a really dark opening, but just be like pull up. Oh, what was that
Uh,
manga called? You know what it is?
which one?
The one about the zombie chick and how it has super edgy covers, but when you read it, it's not.
Oh, Sankarea.
Yeah.
Yeah, with its English localization, the manga covers look fucking darker and darker. I don't know about the rest of the manga. I will admit it's more of a hook. The covers are more of a hook than they were originally because it doesn't make it look so generic. But I have to like look into the show if it really is as dark and messed up as I want it to be.
Okay.
But you know what I really want? You know what dark comedy manga series I really want localized here? Frankenfran.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Have have fun with this next one. Don't you just love it when I say that?
Drink
uh,
every time Winter says, "Have fun with this next one," only to turn out to be something painful for me. All right, next show, Love Stage! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! This story revolves around Izumi Sena, a boy born into a family of ultra famous entertainers. Also, he's a Baldwin. However, he is the only member of the family who is not in the entertainment industry. Oh, and he is a super otaku college student too. An otaku of what? He has been striving hard to become a manga creator, but he ends up starring in a television commercial. It's not that bad. He eventually crossed paths again with the very famous actor Ryuma, who becomes aware of his attraction towards Isami.
it's Yaoi.
I figured just from looking at the cover.
uh,
Okay, another show for the fangirls to enjoy, I guess.
I don't know. It seems like it is everything we like. It's set in college. It's about
Yeah,
manga.
that's the
It's
worst part. It really it hits the notes that would pull me in, and then this is meant for yaoi enthusiasts. Ah, okay. Um,
Why don't you just stab me in the heart located right below my face?
uh,
Okay.
whatever.
I don't know. I know someone who will watch it. I'll just ask them. Let's see. Shonen Hollywood. The anime will tell an original story set 15 years after the novel story. It takes place in a fictional theater called Hollywood Tokyo in Harajuku, where members of the idol group Shonen Hollywood develop their talents with diligent work and studying. I don't read books, so this doesn't seem like it appealed to me if it's a sequel to
Yeah, I
books.
know. Like, if it's a sequel to a novel, I sure hope you like exposit what happened in the novel and who the characters are before you actually tell 15 years later. That's really shocking. Or hopefully you could still get into it and enjoy it enough to where you want to check out the novels to see what they were like 15 years prior. Um, I see. That's all. I got nothing for this. I got nothing else.
Mm,
This show probably will probably appeal to some people, but I don't know.
let's have to see.
Okay, next show, I My Me Muso Catastrophe, sequel to the I My Me TV series, which has nothing to do with strawberry eggs. I, My, and Me are the three girls that make up the manga club. Although they possess ample imagination, they're
Wait, wait. You gotta say it correctly. It's imagination.
okay. Although they possess ample imagination, their far out fantasies and insane adventures usually distract them from actually drawing any manga, just like every other human being in this world who wants to be a comic book artist. Sorry, Brandon. From rescuing an abandoned cat, that's not very imaginative, to getting addicted to video games, again. Uh, These girls handled ordinary things in extraordinary ways. Okay, I actually did watch the first few episodes of I My Me, and I was disappointed by the fact that it's another 5 minute comedy show, and it might be the same case this season. I guess I can watch it for a quick little read, but I was disappointed that it wasn't more than it should be. Um, speaking of gaming addiction, I'm going off topic again, but one of the episodes of Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated I saw recently was the Dreamweaver episode. I don't know if you remember this one, but it's the one with the monster attacking all the adults in Crystal Cove who used to play a Dungeons and Dragons parody. They had,
I do remember that
I
one.
think the game itself, and the game is called Creatures and Caves or something like that. I just love Shaggy's backstory, how he dabbled into that game. Magic missile, magic missile.
uh,
Uh, I guess if I'm that bored and I just want to watch something quick and get it over with, I'll check it out. But it's not something I'm heavily gonna be interested into, which sucks because they almost got everything I wanted. At this point, we might as well just fucking make our own comic series, Jordan.
we need to make
That's
our own original content.
using unoriginal references.
Uh, we got to dive deep into the untouched.
We have to.
Okay. I'm looking at what's next. Let me get prepared for this one. Okay. Re Hamatora, sequel to the Hamatora TV series, which I watched. The story revolves around Millennium, or Minor Miracle, special hereditary powers discovered only in an extremely limited number of humans. Those who possess such powers are known as it's Millennium holders.
I thought it was minimum
This
holders.
the way yeah, it's Millennium basically. It's what it's supposed to be. This show, see, We did not know there was going to be another season of this show until the very last episode. And this show baited us really hard. I don't hate the show, but this show messes with you, like, constantly. The ending, the way the show ended, without having any idea there was a second season until the last, it was only 2 seconds long where it just flashed to be continued at the very end. And I was just like, okay, thank you for letting us know there's more. The show doesn't explain things very well about how the powers work or anything. The powers just sort of happen.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact I really want to know how this all works. I really just want to have a scene where it makes perfect sense how these powers work. There's only been very few instances where I understand how the powers work. But a lot of the main characters, we haven't even seen them use their powers to their extent. One character starts to use their powers. It finally looks like we're going to see what they do, and then they just stop. And that was on the last episode. I'm like, finally, we're going to see what this person does. Nope. Nothing. And I'm like, if the show ends like this, I'm going to be really disappointed. And then it ends, and it's like, to be continued for summer. So I can't stop now. It's too late to stop this show. I want the show to be better now. Now that it's finally gotten past its initial arc, I want it to be good. It's not bad, but I want it to be better. I want it to just be more descriptive and have better fight scenes. I'm not, like I said, give this show a try. It is not a bad show. You might find something you like about it, but it is not for everyone.
All right. I got nothing else to say. I've never seen the first season. I don't even remember if I even looked it up.
If I will tell you afterwards how the show went,
All right.
like whenever we're done with this, so there won't be any spoilers.
Okay, next show, Monogatari series, second season, Hana Monogatari. Yeah, I pronounced that right. The second season arc of the Monogatari series.
I think you skipped an entire row.
Did I?
Yeah.
Fuck, I did. To be continued 10 minutes later. Jesus Christ, we've been going for like a 90 minutes, man. Nobody's gonna watch this. Anyway, Majimori Rurumo. The magical slapstick comedy begins with Kota Shibaki, the number one pervert of his school. Oh man, you just killed it.
Take a drink.
Gulp. And some magical tickets that suddenly arrive for him. Rurumu, an apprentice witch who was demoted from a full witch, is training with these tickets in the human world. It's magic world separate from the human world. How interesting. Shibaki can use these tickets to grant wishes that Rurumu must perform as part of her training. The catch is that each ticket shortens Shibaki's life. I say spend it all and kill him off, because nobody's going to remember him. Number one pervert of this.
Why does this sound like some sort of side hand Murabota? You know the show I'm talking about. Mabaraha.
Oh, Mabara. God, I hated that show. I hated that show, and the person who introduced it to me, I don't know why she liked it. But yeah, I'm not. This show is not. No, I'm skipping. Fuck it.
Okay, time for my tackling this. Let's see. Roku Juyama no Shinyakusha. The story centers around Kotaro Satomi, a boy who starts to live by himself to attend a high school. He fortunately discovered a very cheap, tiny 6-mat or Ryukushima room for 5,000 yen, about $50.
Oh, tell me what the address is. I'm willing to pay rent.
And begins his new life there. However, when he moved into that room, some unexpected roommates began appearing one by one. The ghost, Sane Higashihonga, the magical girl, Yuruki Ninjo, the underground dweller, Kiraha Kurano, the space alien, a name I'm not even going to bother to pronounce.
Let me try. Theamelia Gray Fortorthe, or Fortorth.
And Thena's attendant, Ruth Kina Well, I'm just gonna call her Ruth because that. Oh, okay. So,
It's a harem.
uh,
It sounds
yeah,
like a
but
harem. Sounds like the elements of a harem.
here's your ordinary guy just trying to attend high school, but hold on, let's toss in a bunch of anime girl cliches into his room,
That
and that's the story.
pretty much, and none of the characters even look interesting from this image. Not one of them looks like a fucking alien. Say what you want about Ryoko, but she honestly does look
Hey,
like an alien with her
maybe
big
maybe the
ears.
alien is that little cactus-looking thing in the bottom right corner.
That's probably the assistant Ruth. I don't know. And this guy, totally surrounded by these women, look at his fucking expression. He is scared and uninterested. Oh boy, this is gonna be so deep and unique. Sarcasm, sarcasm, fucking sarcasm. I'm passing on this one, obviously.
Yeah, it seems like just another generic harem.
Alright, next show Al Harurad. Al Harurad revolves around Futaba, a girl who was in love with a boy named Ko Tanaka in middle school. However, after a misunderstanding, their relationship as friends ends when he transfers schools over summer vacation. In high school, her world is turned around once again when she meets Ko again, this time under the name of Ko Mabuchi. What did she do to have him cause him to change his name? Is he in the witness protection program or some shit?
And before the plot twist, he got married and he changed his name.
uh, Nothing else is described of this series.
I mean, it sounds shoujo.
It almost sounds like that one manga you introduced me to, except not as interesting. Um, no, I mean, except more interesting. I'm sorry. You know, the one with the deaf girl?
Oh, Koina. Yeah, like I don't know.
Because they had the
I,
same,
I,
it had almost the same structure. Boy
I
meets
still
this
think I
girl in
like
middle
Koei
school.
more.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Koei, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a better series. But it had the same premise. That they met in middle school, something bad happened, they reunite in high school, some shit like that, and
yeah.
then it continues from there.
Mm, I might give it a shot only because you said that.
I don't know.
So
It doesn't.
let's see where this goes.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna check it out though. Your turn. Strange Plus, huh?
Strange Plus second season. I did not watch Strange Plus when it came on. It just really didn't appeal to me. Ko is searching for his older brother Takumi, who left home and has gone missing in the city. Worried that he's in trouble, Ko decides not to go home until he's found him, only to find him all too easily. Takumi, it turns out, has become the head of the Mikuni Detective Agency and has no intention of going back home. Ko decides that if he can't make Takumi return, then he'll join the agency himself. It's a detective show,
Mm.
basically. I mean, I never really gave it that much of a chance, but it's just whenever I saw like anything from it, it just didn't pull me in.
You know what it is?
Mm.
You just have a hard time giving detective shows a chance because Gossick never made a localization release over here.
Man, I don't. That actually would make sense. That's why it's like I've been stung by detective shows. I can never enjoy them again until Ghost It gets localized.
That's that is your solemn vow. I have witnesses.
That also explains why I haven't finished Nanana.
Hmm. All right, next show, Monogatari series second season. Finally, Hana Monogatari. I'm sorry about skipping earlier. The second season arc of the Monogatari series, the heroine of the story is Suru Kanbaru, and the story is set after Koyumi graduates from high school. All 5 episodes will premiere on the marathon Saturday, August 16th. I haven't even finished watching the first Bakemonogatari or Nisa Monogatari or Book of
Okay,
Monogatari.
this is where I come in.
Oh,
I still have to finish Monogatari. Funny thing, this got delayed, which was very funny because I'm like, maybe we could finish the season before because I was watching with a group before this came out, which we were like, there's no way we're going to make it in time. Then it got delayed till August. Okay, I think now we can do it.
all right.
Basically, what this season is this is an arc they couldn't fit into the last season.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, they pretty much tagged it on as its own thing, which is why it's going to be shown in a marathon. So I guess I have to hurry and finish the last season. I'm only like 10 episodes in right now, and it's 26, so I just got to watch another 16. Monogatari, as much as it is talking, it improved a little bit when you got like I thought Nisei was going to be bad. Nisei actually had a point, sort of a point. It's still like I said, if you just can't take a lot of dialogue, then you won't like the show. That's all this show is dialogue and mind games. With the occasional fight scene that's just like the main character getting cut in half or having his arm ripped off or pretty much anything. If you hate the main character of this show, then just watch him getting beat up constantly.
Cool. All right. Your turn.
Okay, this actually looks kind of funny.
Yes, it does.
Mitama Yaka no Kimi Utsi Shubushu. The story focuses on the dining of cuisine, and I love eating. The protagonist, Jito Tamaru, is more obsessed with how to eat than most people, and the manga comically depicts how he agonizes over the difference with how others eat.
Okay, that actually sounds hilarious. And I love
Uh,
I love the reaction face he has in this image right here.
this looks like a short show, like ones that are 5 minutes long, and that's okay with me because it just like it seems like will be a nice thing to just get a good laugh out of the day.
Ah, okay.
Die?
All right, yeah, I'm gonna check it out too. And the artwork actually looks kind of cool. If that's how the art is gonna be in the anime. All right, next show, Kantai Collection or Kan Collect, whatever. Anime adaptation, Kadokawa's Kantai Collection, Fleet Collection, Moe character, card battle game. Oh, whoop-de fucking diggity doo.
This show should have been last season.
Yeah, when the card games were the hype, yo.
Yeah, I have to say though, Selector Infected Wixos is a great show.
Hmm.
It was like probably the best besides the standard like me watching Yu-Gi-Oh. Selector was good, and I do suggest watching it before October when the second half starts. Because it's not really about card games. Like whenever a card game actually happens, no one understands what's actually happening in the card game. It's just sort of happening. It's like, okay, we're having a card game, laser beam shoot everywhere. Okay, the card game's done.
Wow. Uh, yeah, it doesn't look like a show I would get into. In my.
Mm,
Ne-
it's card games. Basically, what you see is what you get.
Well,
Okay.
or maybe it's not, and they're just using the characters from the card games to just flesh them out or some shit.
Mm,
All right. Anyways,
okay.
next show.
Next is Yami Shiba second season, sequel to the Yami Shiba TV series. The original series of anime shorts featured 6-minute horror stories based on urban legends. The series is framed around an old man telling these tales to school children on a playground using kamashiba, a traditional Japanese storytelling method using paper scrolls. I didn't watch the show when it came out because it looked very like simple,
Hmm.
and I don't really know anything about it at all.
Same here. Well, same here. Other than it's based off of actual urban legends, but I don't know. Have to watch the first season first if I ever even want to get to the second season. So, all right. Next show, Momokyun Sword. The story begins with a female reimagining of Momotaro, a famous character in Japanese folklore. Momoko is a young sword fighter who was born inside a peach, Momo or Peach. She lives with her companions, the dog god Inigami, the monkey god Saragami, and the pheasant god Kijigami, in a peaceful paradise. However, a demon army led by the Devil King invades the paradise and steals the precious treasure that protects Momoko's land. To retrieve the treasure and save the people, Momoko embarks on a great adventure with her three companions.
Neat.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it's going to be fan service written, though, just looking at the character designs of,
At, at, at least it has one thing going for it.
what?
It's a retelling of a Japanese like story that doesn't involve Nobunaga.
Drink? No, not really. Alright. Your
Okay.
your turn. Have fun with this one, asshole.
Of course, I get this one. This is payment for what I kept doing earlier. Okay. Dramatical Murder, anime adaptation of Nero Plus Chiro's Boys Love adventure game. The story centers around a young man named Aoba who lives with his grandmother on the island of Midorichima. He works at a junk shop in the in the island's former residence district after Tohu builds the Platinum Jail Resort on part of Hirojima and forces residents to move. Ayoba is content with his simple life, but gets pulled into mysterious events unfolding on the island. Well, this game has a lot of
Yeah,
popularity.
let's just get that out of the way.
Popularity.
I also
um,
want to put this on note. Big Al actually played the fucking game. He even did a let's play of it on Daily Motion, I think, before the videos got taken down. But Big Al played this game. Why did Big Al play this game? I don't know. Why don't you ask him on his channel? But but yeah, just so you know, who knows a lot? Who knows the intricacies of this visual novel and this anime, and who's excited for this anime adaptation? Big Al is. I want people to put that on record. Okay, Big Al is hyped for Dramatical Murder. All right. I don't know if he really is. I don't even know if he's aware that there's an anime adaptation, but I'm gonna let him know. Let him know. Let him know. Anyways. Not gonna check the series out, obviously, for that reason.
I don't know if I can hear enough good praise from it from people who don't like Yaoi, I might watch it.
Hmm. Next show, Barakamon, which has nothing to do with the Mortal Kombat character or Digimon. The slice of life comedy, yawn, centers around the Ikemen 23-year-old calligrapher Seishu Honda, who moves to the remote Goto Islands off the western coast of Kyushu. Seishu grew up in the city, and the story chronicles Seishu's interactions with people of the island who drove tractors on public roads and don't enter through his front door when they visit. On top of that, Seishu's house has become a hangout for the island's children. That last sentence was fucking creepy.
It sounds like this is just a 5 minute show.
I don't care.
Okay. It's past for me. It doesn't sound interesting at all. Um, okay. Let's see. Shirogane no Ishi RG Valan. Plot summary not available yet. It's a giant robot show.
By Zebek. And it's original too, apparently.
Exhibit. No, I had to make it.
Exhibits. Anyways,
Anyways, it's a robot show. I'll I'll just do
word of mouth.
word of mouth on that one. Now, you here's a good one for you. Go on.
Tokyo Ghoul, the suspense horror dark fantasy story set in Tokyo, obviously, which is haunted by mysterious ghouls who are devouring humans. People are gripped by the fear of these ghouls whose identities are masked in mystery. An ordinary college student, well, at least he's in college, named Kaneki encounters Rize, a girl who's an avid reader like him at the cafe he frequents. Little does he realize that his fate will change overnight, and he's gonna wear a mask that kind of looks like a slasher version of Mankind from WWF.
The funny thing is that mask is not made of metal. It's cloth and it has a zipper, and he unzips it to reveal his actual mouth at times.
That's a fucking bondage mask, dude.
Like
You
no,
just
no,
you
no,
just ruined that by just saying that.
it's like no, well, no, it's not really like that. Like you see how the mask has teeth?
Yeah.
That's still actually part of the mask.
Oh,
He zips it up to have teeth under the teeth of his mask.
that's weird. I think I
Yeah.
remember seeing a PV for this, and it kind of got my interest.
I think Funimation is streaming this
That's
one.
probably why I saw the
Yeah.
PV so early. Then your turn.
Okay. Minara Diva. Minara Diva, Diva in Training, is an anime series animated with the Miku Miku dance software and motion capturing technology. The lines and songs of the characters are being performed live, along with their movements through motion capturing technology. Ria Murara will play Ryu-Oh, while Nozami Yamamoto will play Ui Harune. During the program, the two voice actresses will try to think up lyrics for a new song as the program is live. They will even accept suggestions for lyrics from Twitter and email submissions. I'm going to watch this
I
because I'm pretty sure this is going to be streamed on Nico Nico, and I will find out what time it is, and I will just mess with them.
Oh god, this would be so. That actually sounds like the potential to be horrible or beautiful. Horrible because they could probably fucking suggest lyrics like Hitler did nothing wrong, just like that poor Mountain Dew contest. uh, Motion capture technology, that sounds pretty interesting. That's good. It's a fun little experiment. Nope, original work, so not adapted from it.
Well, of course
So
it's original. It's live.
I'm probably going to check it out, but I guess I won't be able to catch it live.
I have a Nico Nico account. It's really not that hard. You can log in using Facebook.
Uh, Alright, next show. Yamano Susumi second season. Sequel to the Yama whatever. Aoi and Hinata are childhood friends, whatever. Aoi prefers staying indoors and is afraid of heights, whereas Hinata is outgoing and loves mountaineering. I smell sick. They both decide to climb a mountain in order to see a sunrise they saw together when they were younger.
I believe we talked about this show whenever the first one came on. I saw like clips from it, but it's mostly just like a girl who's self-conscious about things tries climbing a mountain.
Oh, that's so hardcore. I don't care. Uh, I guess it's your turn.
Okay, I hope the title of this is exactly what I think it is. Rail Wars. The story is set in a parallel world where Japan did not privatize its national railways. Um, Naohiro Takayama is an ordinary high school boy who dreams of a comfortable future working for a top-rated Japanese national railways. He is assigned as a trainee in the railway security force, full of odd characters such as Sakurai, a troublemaker who hates men. On top of that, an extremist group called RJ plots to privatize the Japanese national railways. This is a show about trains.
Here's my
Um,
problem with the whole main character is just an ordinary main character. I visit TV tropes because I love looking up these terminologies and trivia and information. Okay, don't fucking judge me. One thing that keeps popping up that I keep seeing a whole lot of times, and this is something that bugs me, is called designated protagonist syndrome. That is where the main protagonist is a less interesting character for the audience than the rest of the side characters, meaning they would rather see this individual more, or this group of individuals, or almost anyone else except for the main character that the story's focused on. So what I'm trying to say is, I would love for an anime with a large group of casts, but have the protagonist be fucking interesting. Have something about this character. Describe him anything but ordinary. Say that this character is a fucking D&D fanatic, or this character just loves killing deer for the sake of it. It's something. Jesus. Ah. And it's becoming a bad trend with anime. Like, when you see like merch of certain shows, especially ones with one male character and a bunch of them female characters, harem or not, what do you see merchandise of? The male protagonist? No, you don't. You see it of the female. You just see the other characters instead being marketed. So it's really getting on my nerves. This whole ordinary, the main character's an ordinary asshole. And
we
as
got
for the
we gotta find that self-insert because apparently everyone
fuck,
in the world is boring.
apparently, Jesus Christ, even I don't think everyone in the world's boring. I think everyone's got something interesting about them, even if they come off as boring. But and as for the Sakurai troublemaker hates men, when you described that, you reminded me of that fucking anime Wagneria or Working. You know, about the girl who's phobic of men, so phobic that she actually fucking physically hits them for no reason. Uh,
Like
But I
I
am really
prefer the
getting that. That is why I roll my eyes every time I hear about a male character or a female character is the ordinary person, but this character just ends up as the main protagonist. He's either ordinary or increasingly pathetic. One of the two. Like Shinji Ikari's
where's
not the
our
most
where's our
pathetic.
self-confident protagonist?
Yeah, yeah. Where's a protagonist that's pretty that's 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 interesting like Jotaro or any of the Joestars really. Or fuck Goku. At least Goku's an interesting character.
uh,
God, I really fucking hate when I hear characters. You know Arakami from Persona 4 that I said it before in my review. Had that character been bland or boring,
the
it
funny
would have
thing
killed
is
the anime adaptation. But since they gave
the
him a really interesting personality of a snarker and yeah, of a snarky bastard, you actually became just as interesting as Chie, Yukiko, and Yosuke.
like the whole thing with that is I'm like, how are they going to make a main character that you play as interesting? And they made him like deadpan. His entire like deadpan thing was perfect.
Yeah,
He showed no emotion, but it was played off as a joke.
yeah, it was almost a parody of these characters I'm ranting about, and that's why I liked them so much.
which,
That's why he's standing out to me.
which is one more reason to watch Golden because now he just seems up to it.
Yeah, I hope so. It's
Okay.
like I've done this all before. It's time to do it again. Sorry for going off on this long ass rant about this pet peeve of mine. It's just it had to be fucking said. It's becoming a horrible curse for anime now. Like
Hmm.
it, Tokyo ESP. Oh, we're on the next show, by the way. This science fantasy story begins with Rika, an extremely poor high school girl who lives with just her father, Mao Tokyo. See, that's something. One day she is going home from school when she chases a flying penguin. Oh, wow.
Oh, penguins
To
again.
the top of
Okay.
New Tokyo Tower. This better be actual penguin, not those stupid penguins from that stupid Ecchi Mecha show.
Ha ha ha. So you did see those?
I
Oh man.
saw it from Demolition D Plus's video, his catalog video, and I saw the penguin designs. They look stupid. Had they been like actual, honest to God, realistic, adorable looking penguins, I would have actually enjoyed that because they would make great antagonists. But anyways, she chases a flying penguin, lay off the pot, to the top of New Tokyo Tower, only to have a fish swimming in the air. Jesus Christ, are you okay, woman? Suddenly appear before her. One of the fish goes through Rinka and gives her extraordinary powers beyond those of normal humans, particularly the ability to slip through solid objects.
Man, thank you, fish.
Thank you, Fish, for giving me the powers of Shadow Cat, which is actually not a bad power, but it's not one of the mutant powers from X Men I would want.
This seems interesting.
Yeah,
See,
I don't think it's a full description of the show, just a little bit of it, but hopefully it expands to something more.
yep, fun again.
All right, do I have to keep talking because I got really nothing else to say? I guess I do. So maybe I'll just have to go through word of mouth. Windsor will be my word of mouth since he
Acid.
watches more shows. Anyways, what?
Acid.
What about? Yeah, yeah.
This show is basically an acid trip. I hope this show is basically an acid trip. Because that would make it interesting, like that one show. Jeez, the one where the bread rips itself in half.
Humanity has declined. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Uh,
If we could pull off like a serious version of that, I would really like this show.
all right.
Okay, but yeah, I'm back.
Uh, I got nothing else to say. I'm just skimming through the OVAs and stuff because I don't feel like reading those.
Okay. As for the OVAs, there's only two that pique my interest. One is Noragami because Noragami is a really good show and has an interesting male lead.
Okay.
Shockingly enough, and Kyoto no Kitan Nata, like the pink-haired glasses girl. But really, that's it. And Little Busters, of course.
Really, the new Pokemon XY doesn't interest you?
No, okay.
Oh
The new
god,
Pokemon series is actually really good. Like they upped the animation levels. It no longer use like standstill animation or blurry lines whenever they attack. They actually made it dynamic, and the fights have been really good. The show has upped in quality. I guess they have to after that disaster that was the black and white anime.
hmm.
They got entire new animation staff, new director, everything, and it's been really good. I'm behind, but I need to catch up because there's just one fight where Mega Lucario beats Pikachu to death. Like beating him with a bone, slamming him to the ground, biting his tail, shaking him around, and then slamming him back on the ground again.
Wow, this sounds like the most brutal Pokemon battle ever.
Well, it's like he even has those crazy like demented red anime eyes, and he doesn't move his arms whenever he runs. They're just sort of waving,
Ah,
and he just looks like he's about to murder Pikachu. And Pikachu is just lost to this guy constantly so far.
alright, I'm just looking through the movies. There's going to be Persona 3, the movie 2, Lupin the Third, Chicken Daisuke no Boyo. I think my friend Angel told me about this one. Oh, it's supposed to be a more Chicken centric movie. The art style I questioned though. It kind of is that what the art style of Fujiko Mine looked like? It's pretty close to that style.
Um, I don't think it's the same style. I think it's a little more. I don't know.
Uh,
It's kind of hard to tell from
the
just a
color,
picture.
the way the colors are utilized reminds me of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because I don't know what jacket Lupin's supposed to wear, but I've never seen him in a blue jacket before.
Okay, the
And he's
bottom
all
row,
serious face too. I kind of like that.
the the bottom row of the movie section is really interesting because we have Initial D finally ending,
Oh my god.
Sensor Roll 2,
Senko Roll 2, yes, I did like the first Senko Roll very much.
and Doraemon's ending, I think, finally.
That actually kind of looks sad because when you see that poster, he's crying.
Yeah, yeah, because like, okay, you do know that Disney picked up this show, right?
Right, yeah, I know.
I am just baffled at what they're going to do to it at this point. Because they got to cut out a bunch of stuff. There's like a few things that I think are unnecessary, but I know there's a lot that is.
Hmm. Uh,
Because this show is really old. Um, and could get away with a lot more back in the day.
and there's apparently another Ghibli film, Omori no Marne, not directed by Miyazaki.
Yeah, I think a lot of the other people at the studio are trying to make like their own things. So in case he does retire eventually, they'll be able to hold their own. And I trust they can. They've worked with him long enough. They should have artistic visions
I hope.
that are grandiose as him. Or they just have to take a bunch of acid. We need an idea for a new Ghibli movie. Okay. Uh, um, did we do fish already? Yes. Oh.
All right, so that's all I got to say. Wow, we actually did talk a lot. I thought this one was going to be quick to the point, but nope. Uh, there were actually some things that piqued my interest, especially Tokyo Ghoul and Bakamatsu Rock. Um, yeah, I don't think it'll be the best season this year, but it's a fairly promising one. I mean, new Sailor Moon and Sword Art Online second season could have potential to be good. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. What are your thoughts?
Summer looks good, and it's just a good setup to how good fall is going to be.
Hmm. Well, that's all I gotta say. Leave a comment if you wish. Starscream 217 sign out.
Windsor, see you later.